Hey everyone, it is December 9th. Is it December 9th, James? I think it's the 9th.
Yeah.
We were off yesterday. Yeah, somewhat off. Some of us was off. Sean was off, not us. But we was off yesterday. But we're back with our PushTalk podcast, and today we have two very special guests. We have Jeriel. And am I saying your name right, man? Jarrell. I always get it mixed up. Yeah, we have Jarrell. And my friend, what's your name again? I'm sorry. Bernard. So we have Jarrell and Bernard. And, of course, we have James with us again today. And you guys are representing an organization in Atlanta called Feed the Streetz. Tell us more about Feed the Streetz.
Feed the Streetz is, of course, a nonprofit organization where we feed the homeless, give back to the community in various ways, such as back-to-school drives, helping families in need that deal with poverty, hunger, disaster relief, emergency relief, things of that nature. So
how long has Feed the Streetz been around?
Feed the Streetz been around almost 5 years now. Really 5 years, but I like to really say since 2019, and that's when we really started to take it seriously. Before that, it was just us doing whatever, putting something together last minute, But really since 2019.
Yeah, so I know me and you met a couple months ago. I think it was in February, Black History Month.
Right.
But I know that you've been doing a lot of work. You've been in Gwinnett County, you've been in Fulton County, you've been in DeKalb County. Have you been in? I mean, you've been in like most of the Metro Atlanta counties.
Right.
So when you go into these counties and you partner with different churches, what is it that you guys? What is your goal?
The goal is to honestly do God's work. So even if I just passed out one water bottle a day, as long as I did God's work, that's what it's about. So to put a smile on people's faces, as well as to know that you're helping them genuinely from the heart, is a big thing. So that's really the goal.
Mr. Bernard, so how did you end up getting involved in Feed the Streetz?
Well, I got involved mainly about just knowing Jarrell. I met him at my church. He was a young man at that time, about maybe 6 or 7 years old. I have all daughters at home, and I have a son. So I kind of adopted him as my son at that time. And he was with the Missionary Society, and what they do is they go around and they feed the homeless, maybe once, twice a year, or once or twice annually. They did that, and Jarrell was helping them. He was making them sandwiches and all that kind of stuff. So when he went out with them to feed the homeless, he got that warm and fuzzy feeling. He had that warm and fuzzy feeling of the fact that those people was the look on their face when they got food, when they was hungry and they really needed something and somebody gave them something. And he just took it from there, man. So he's really been doing Feed the Streetz for a long time. Just now it's a nonprofit organization. So that always has been in him. It's been instilled in him. His mom cooks for everybody. His mom cooks for everybody. So that's the reason, I think, one of the main reasons why he's continuing to do that kind of work now.
And we think about this kind of work, and I don't think that we think about it in context. I know that even your church that you're a part of now, you guys do homeless feeding a lot, yes, right? And what is so? Tell for people who don't understand, right? We get feeding people on Thanksgiving. We get feeding people on Christmas.
Right.
Why is it important that we feed year round? I mean, I know the answer, right? But why is it important that we feed people year round?
I'll let you answer.
Well, personally, I think that people need to eat every day.
Mm-hmm.
People need to eat every day. You don't just get hungry on Thanksgiving. Now, and this is a good thing that we do it Thanksgiving and Christmas. Everybody's saying, oh, well, we got that Christmas spirit. Well, that spirit should be year round. It shouldn't stop after a date or after one holiday. I think it should keep going. And that's what Jarrell is doing. He's feeding the homeless anytime he can, not just on the holidays or the big days where everybody get together and it's supposed to be family. Those people don't have family, or they don't have anybody right there with them. Right. So just to have somebody to come down there and do a little something for them, they appreciate that. And you take that back with you, it makes you want to do more, But that's my opinion on it.
What about you, James? Because I know you guys do it every month,
we
right?
We do it every third Saturday, actually. And but it's still, again, like you say, these are the kind of things that need to be done all year round. People can break their arms, patting themselves on the back for Thanksgiving and for the holidays, but you still got 4th of July. There's other holidays that throughout the course of the year that no one even actually thinks about, as far as feeding the streets and taking care of the people. If you want to just do holidays, you got to start with New Year's and work your way through the calendar, because there's a bunch of them in there. Right. But I think it's very important that as we continue to feed the people and do a service to to our communities, and just doing our little part. It's only a small part of a big picture, but everyone has a small role to play, and we need to be able to continue to do that. Whether you're partnering up with other organizations or just going out by yourself. So if you and your family decide y'all want to go out there and just take a couple of lunch pails or bags full of sandwiches and chips and just pass them out in the neighborhood or something, and you know that it's needed in that area, then do that, because like you said, bro, these folks need to eat daily. And we and if not just a meal, then just find somebody that could use a loaf of bread and some lunch meat and some cheese or something. They can make their own sandwiches as the week goes on. But these we have to continue to think on a broader spectrum on how to get this accomplished, and making sure that the people are the needs of the people are being met. And you guys are doing a great service in doing that on a regular basis. So how frequently do you all get out there?
So usually we used to do, I think it was twice a month. I believe it was twice a month.
Okay.
But now, ever since the beginning of September, we out there every weekend.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
Right.
And now during the summer, do you guys? Is it hot plates or
hot plates?
Okay.
Hot plates.
So do you guys? So 4th of July, y'all making barbecue plates or something for the folks as well?
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir. And it's famous. Yep. What's your famous?
Barbecue pig.
Barbecue pig feet.
Barbecue
nice.
Pig. You can't never go wrong with that.
I tell you, I can only imagine that there's a handful of people who really enjoy that.
They enjoy it. They enjoy it.
They do.
That's
barbecue pig feet. And then at the morning, when I went to one of the events, I saw how quick that they was gone.
Because it's a treat.
Right. Yeah.
It's a treat for a lot of people, man. Even for myself to take the time to make some, even at my place.
Right.
That's a treat for me to be able to do that. And don't get me wrong, you can get pig feet anytime, but to actually take the time and do barbecue pig feet, that's not anything that we normally fix at our houses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for it to I can only imagine, man, the smiles that y'all put on people's faces when they get a plate and they have that available.
Right. And they see that.
So how is it that, what is it that, if the community wanted to give and help you all out, what is it that, where do they go, how do they go about being able to either partner up or make food donations or something, man? They got a pantry full of canned goods that they need to get rid of, or stuff that before it goes bad, how they can donate or how they can give.
They should always reach out on the website, feedthestreetz.org or Feed The Streetz Foundation.org, and streets is spelled with a Z at the end of it instead of an S.
Okay.
That's the best way to reach out, and they just go in there and fill out a contact form, be very detailed, and then we'll reach out to them.
Nice. And they can also be able to do that as far as being able to volunteer to come help serve.
Correct.
Yes, volunteer, donate, we take donations too, so that has a donate page on there, so you can go ahead and donate however you want.
Feed the Streetz with a Z.
With a Z.
.org. Okay.
Sorry, we was having a little technical issue, but also too, so I think that's important that when we talk about homelessness and we talk about food, one of the biggest issues we seen during COVID was the fear was that kids who were put at home, who were coming from low-income homes, wouldn't have food at home to eat. And we've seen a lot of school districts actually pick up and actually literally, I think you guys were doing it part of it too, but they were making food at the schools and having organizations actually take them to people's homes where people won't have food. And when I think, was it Agriculture Commissioner nominee, he's running for Agriculture Commissioner, Fred Swan, he was talking to us about just the importance of actually being able to have a meal right at your home, that how it impacts kids and them being able to study. And then so we got to also understand that some kids go to school just to eat. Right. So I mean, when the work that you guys are doing, explain to people like how much more it's not just about giving them a meal. It's functionally people have to be able to eat, right?
Right.
Not only do we give them food, we do feed them for the majority of the times that we go out, but we do have drives where they come and they get clothed. We'll take clothing from the church. We'll let people at the church know, hey, bring your gently used clothes, and we'll give them out to the streets also. To the streets also. So we'll give them food, we'll give them clothes if they know, toiletries. We get all kind of stuff from the donations that we get from the different churches, and we'll give those out to the homeless also. So we'll have a line where they're eating food, and at the end of the line they got clothes that they can choose from, or they got shoes or pants, anything that they can choose from that we're getting. And then we have toiletries also, so that everybody needs tissue, something to wipe their face with.
So how often do you guys doing these feedings?
Every week.
Every week.
Every week.
So if a person wanted to find you, they can find out more information on your website as well, right?
Yes and no. So the reason why I say yes and no, for example, if someone goes on the website right now, they are not going to see the events we do every week. They're going to see events here and there. The reason why we made that decision is because when the foundation first started, how can I explain it? I don't like to do stuff far as, you go out there and feed the homeless, then you got a camera like all in their face.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I never really liked it because I felt like it wasn't genuine, and I felt like you was just someone just doing post on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I really this is just me personally now.
Right.
I never really liked it to catch someone down on their bad luck, if that makes sense.
Right.
So I always like to stick to the basics on how we started, where there's
Just
no cameras
doing the
out there and we're just doing the work.
Right.
Right.
So if someone go on the website, they're not going to see that we feed every weekend intentionally until they actually come to one of the events that they do see. Then that's when they'll get the info. So that's how I really like to go about it. But that's just me,
No, so and you were saying that people can go to Feed the Streetz, and that's FeedStreetz as in zebra.
Correct.
.org. Okay,
And that Z has a lot of meaning behind it.
What does the Z stand for?
So the Z actually it's in honor of my friend that I lost. His name was Z, and we had the same last name actually, which was Jones. He committed suicide in 2017. Yeah, 2017, and for the longest, we never knew he was homeless. Like, he didn't show any signs of homelessness. We would actually be at the church, Antioch, playing basketball. He wasn't a member of Antioch, but he would just come play basketball with us. And we would always say, hey, we can drop you off, but you ever seen people, they just don't want you to know where they live?
Right.
That was him.
Yeah.
So at the time being, like, we would just drop him off on the side of the street, but we never really
Saw where he went.
We never, like, caught on to it. And I think, like, it was probably about a week after Thanksgiving in 2017, he committed suicide, and we got the news. So ever since then, that's why I see the Z instead of the S.
Okay.
So it's not nothing, like, cool. It actually has, like, meaning behind it.
Right.
So, but a lot of people don't know that. So, yeah.
So you guys are you do this every week. You're going to be doing this all the way through the holidays. Awesome. You do this all year round.
All year round, even if it's a snowstorm.
And
we're gonna be out there.
And you're looking for volunteers as well.
That we are.
Yes.
And they can find out more information by going to your website.
Correct.
What kind of hours are we talking? You doing morning feedings, afternoons, at night, or does it matter? One weekend it's a certain time, and another weekend it might be a different time.
Right. So we like to switch it up. It's been times where we fed at 11 o'clock in the morning, came back at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then went back at 8 o'clock at night.
Okay.
So it just really depends on the mood and what we're willing to do and can do. So, you know.
Okay. And that gives people an opportunity to be able to get out and, just catch up with you all throughout the course of the day,
Right.
and put an hour or two in and be able to help out. So
Right.
that's awesome right there.
And then if you feed at the same time all the time, then you'll get the same people.
Right.
So if you change the time up, then you'll get some people that normally is not there during the 11 o'clock hour, but they are there during the 3, or they are there during the 8 o'clock hour. So that's just to get in touch with more people by changing the times.
Man, thank you guys for coming on, and thank you guys for the work that you guys are doing. It's been impactful work. It's mandatory work, and we need more people out there doing the same kind of work. So we want to remind everybody, if you want to know more about the organization, you can go to Feed The Streetz. That's with a Z now, .org. And they are looking for donors. I mean, donors as well as people who want to volunteer. If you have some free time, hit them up. Go see what they have going on. And we thank you guys for the work that you're doing, for the service in which you're doing it, and most importantly, for the heart in which you're doing it with.
Yes, sir.
That's the most important thing. So
Makes a difference.
until next time, we do want to remind everybody that we will be at First Iconium Baptist Church this Saturday, December 11th from 4 to 6, where we have speakers like the Pastor Jamal Bryant. We have Reverend Shannon Jones. We have Reverend Timothy McDonald. We have Reverend Lee May, and we also have a special guest, newly elected Mayor Andre Dickens, who will be popping in as well, with a few other guests. So come out and join us from 4 to 6 as we celebrate our final One Accord Conference of the year, where we'll be hosting in Fulton and DeKalb County. So we look forward to seeing you guys there. And until next time, everybody stay blessed.
Definitely.